So it's been a while since we've done a women's health update, and you guys know I love these videos. They're a tad bit inappropriate, but if no one is comfortable enough to talk about these things, then how are you ever going to know? Basically, I'm just sharing along the knowledge that I come across, and most importantly, the knowledge that I try and I can say, you know, hey, this works, and you should get on it too. So one thing I guess I'll start off with is the collagen, the Kodiage collagen. I wrote some notes just to help me like remember, because I know like a lot of people, they're like, okay, collagen, what is it really doing? Some people are like, oh, it's bones, joints, it's tendons, it'll help you like if you're working out to like not feel so I guess sore the next day. You know, there's just like a lot of stuff on it, but basically the collagen that the Kodiage, specifically that brand, because you guys know, first off, I tried the sports research because that's what everyone else uses, sports research. And usually if you have like a large amount of people trying one thing, you know, usually there is some truth to it that it works. But I would say Kodiage like far outperforms the sports research one, just because it has like 5 different types of collagen peptide in it, and it's not just like type 1 and type 2. But anyways, basically what it's made up of, for those who still don't know, it's just collagen peptides, chicken and beef bone broth, hydrolyzed fish collagen peptides, and eggshell membrane collagen. So from hearing some of that, like some of that stuff sounds like what you put in your garden to make it grow. Great stuff, but now you know why I have to put it either in a smoothie, or people mix it in with their coffee, or they, you know, you have to cover up the taste, because you can't just like put a scoop in water. I mean, I can't anyways. It doesn't taste that great. But by far, this probably tastes better than some of the other stuff we've taken, like liposomal vitamin C tastes pretty disgusting. So it's kind of around there with flavor, but it's not that salty, weird taste. I don't know how to explain it, but basically you want to mix it with something. And then if you look obviously on the jar, it'll say it's for healthy tendons, joints, ligaments, muscles, and also healthy digestion, glowing skin, and longer hair. But you guys already know, when you take stuff, like there usually are some type of side effect that you really didn't think would happen, but it happens. So for me with the collagen, the first one that I took, I think I was taking some other women's health type supplements at the time, so I didn't notice completely. I already told you guys about the tightening pills. Those are amazing, by the way. I took those for a good 6 to 8 months. Like, it was a long time, and then I just stopped. If things have like gone back to how they were before, like I haven't noticed, but we'll get to that later. But anyways, I was taking that at the same time, and then I was also taking that okay, I'm back. And then I also was taking the slippery Elm Bark. You can get this in the drops, or you can get it in the capsules. When you are taking these, I will say it says take 4 capsules 3 times daily, so you're gonna be taking a lot. I just take 6 to 8 at a time. So keep that in mind. The drops might be better for you, because then you can just get the dropper and just drop them all into your mouth. But basically these help with making your own gosh, I'm trying to like find like a word that's like not gonna demonetize this video. It makes things slippery. It makes things really, really, really slippery. It even helps with moving out even your bowels. So it's like, it's not only going down one pipe, it makes it's just great for everything going on down there. Like, I don't have enough good things to say about this, other than the fact that you have to take quite a bit. If you just go as directed, 4 capsules 3 times a day, I mean, yeah, you have to take like quite a lot. But so I was taking all of that at the same time as I was taking collagen. That's the point I'm trying to make. And basically I couldn't tell what else the collagen was doing for me. Okay, so now I'm taking the collagen alone, and I haven't been taking these because this is something great that's to take when you are active, you have like a partner or something like that. If you're not, which I haven't been for like a long time a long time. If you're not, then obviously like I don't want to waste all of my stash, you know, if I'm not in a relationship. So anyways, I stopped taking that. And then the other pills, they said just like to take those tightening, those MC curves pills. You're only supposed to take those for like a few months, and then basically whatever results you get is supposed to be permanent. So those weren't a long-term thing either. But so since I'm not taking any of those, I'm just taking the collagen, I've noticed that it has like upped my personal lubricant like times, gosh, 10. It's crazy. You will notice it obviously by the amount of like underwear you go through during a day, or if you're one of those people who, especially if you're taking this routinely, this is something, if you first start taking it, I would give it 2 to 3 days to start noticing that it's kicking in, especially if you have like some type of appointment. I'm not going to say the word, but if you have some appointment, make sure you start taking this a few days before. If you're not taking it every day, if you are taking it every day, then you'll be fine. You'll probably have you know, results all the time, but you'll notice you might need like panty liners, like those really thin ones. I think they even make ones that you could wear if you're wearing like a thong underwear, but they're really thin. But basically I feel like they're not heavy enough to help with like menstrual, like that time of the month. It's basically, I feel like those are made for girls who are just overly slippery basically. Okay, but what I'm trying to get to is, I'm like rambling, but that collagen, I don't know what in it, but it makes just things just flow. It just flows. So I don't know, if you're active, 100% that's probably something that you're gonna enjoy like with your partner. For me, obviously I can't test this out, but I just know all the time it's just always ready. So that's probably too much just for like TMI, but if no one else is gonna like share with you some of like the side effects, then I don't know who is. You know, you need someone to just like tell you how it is. But I'm not taking anything other than that. Like that's the only new thing that I've introduced, and I've noticed it. So I would say give it about a week of taking it every day, or 2 weeks taking it every day. And then because when you do start supplements, sometimes I've noticed it does take a while to get into your system. Even for this to get into your system after 2 to 3 days of taking it daily, like that's still pretty quick. But for the collagen, I think I figured it out like around the 2 to 3 week mark that I was taking it every day. So it really will help you to, especially if like you want that side effect. I don't know anyone who's like, oh no, I don't want to be any more slippery. Well, I don't know, maybe you are, but basically it helps just to incentivize me to take it and to remember to take it, because it is kind of a pain in the butt to take that Collagen protein powder, because you know, you have to put the scoop in something else. You can't just like put it in your mouth and then like take water, or I can't just take it in a glass of water. It tastes kind of weird. I mean, it's freaking like bone broth, chicken and beef bone broth, and fish peptides and eggshell membrane. I mean, it's kind of some gross stuff. Don't be afraid because of all of that. Like, it doesn't make anything smell weird, because you do have to be careful with the things that you eat. It 100% affects taste. I feel like most people already know that, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah, I wanted to go on here and say that. So if you are looking for, oh, I love with the Collagen also, it helps with muscles. Obviously the Collagen, if you look it up on Amazon, it's even like listed as a protein powder also, because it has like 9 to 10 grams of protein per scoop. And if you look at the directions, I just bought a second jar, which by jar comes, I think, Saturday. So I'm really excited about that. But you can take 1 to 2 scoops of this, which is crazy. Let me go back. I have the page open so I can tell you guys what all is in it. But yeah, just 1 scoop alone is like, this is of the multi-collagen peptides. I'm trying to look at the back of the... 1 scoop alone is 9,000 grams or milligrams. So 9 grams, 9,000 milligrams of multi-collagen complex. So if I'm already seeing a change, not only in, oh, and it does like firm up skin. Like people already say, like if you have any lines in your face, especially like laugh lines, or there's little lines that like come around your eyes or stuff like that, it will smooth that out. Like for my acne scars and stuff, I'm hoping it'll help to smooth those out over time. But you guys know my face is looking like a pizza. And it's finally starting to heal, so we'll see just how quickly that heals up. I've noticed other people have said that their skin, like it doesn't bruise as easily anymore, or like if it does get like a cut or a bruise, everything heals so much faster. So this is amazing for skin. Like you should be taking this no matter where you are in your journey, just for softer skin and smoothness. So now that I know that you can take one scoop, you know, twice a day or something, which some people do, but they do say like do not take more than what's recommended. 1 to 2 scoops a day, but I think I'm gonna up it to 2 scoops a day, and let's just see what happens. Just to see, because I'm really curious if after just 1 scoop of this once a day for just a few weeks, I'm already seeing a change, then I would assume things get even better. I will say some people do take this for leaky gut syndrome and for other, because like it does say like it does help with digestion health. I'll be honest with you, when you get back on it or when you're trying collagen, just starting out, it might take about a week of taking it for your stomach to settle down a bit. I know for mine, I would kind of get a slight bloating after I would take the collagen, so that kind of made me want to take it at night before I was going to bed rather than in the morning and then having a little bit of bloating. Obviously the bloating doesn't last all day, but I'm just saying if you do have a weaker stomach or any type of stomach issues, you might notice that like when you introduce it into your diet for the first time, you might have some bloating like I did, but it does go away within like the first week of taking it daily. So just look out for that. The second thing I wanted to talk about is the Kegelmaster thing. So last video, I think like I had it out and then I was like thinking in hindsight, it's kind of gross because I use this thing like all the time. So I'll just put pictures up of it. But the Kegelmaster was designed by a female doctor at about probably 20 years ago. I think it was like sometime in the early 90s, maybe late 80s, and it's trademarked and everything. And I'm sorry, I cannot find another device like this out on the market. So yeah, just get yours. It took me a while because like I researched it because I wanted to do yoni balls, and yoni balls are awesome. Like, yeah, if you use them, they're awesome, but they are not like this. Like, this is for people who like to go above and beyond, me, even if you don't like have an issue, even if you don't have like a problem, because obviously this was designed for women who have like uterine prolapse. That's where obviously, just to be frank, your uterus is basically starting to protrude, and so everything's getting bigger. This is used for women who can no longer feel their partner, like after multiple childbirths, or not necessarily even that. Sometimes women just have a weaker pelvic floor even before having children. So, you know, it was made for people who have medical issues, like serious medical issues, but anyone can use it. Like, anyone can use it, so just do it. So I wanted to bring it back up because before I was like, oh guys, I've noticed that I'm making progress. The way it works is that it has these 4 springs, and in this device these springs will make it, I guess, go up to like 9 pounds. Not meaning that the weight of the Kegelmaster is 9 pounds, but meaning the force it takes to close it, because it's like a duck bill. The weight it takes to close it, obviously you can tell what muscle you're going to be using to close it. It takes that muscle, your muscle, to close it. So if you completely close it with like all 4 springs in, basically you have a gorilla grip. Boom. Like, it's pretty intense. I think by now most people have seen pictures of women who can weight lift with their poom, and basically they're using, on the inside of them is like a yoni ball, and then they have a string, and then obviously you can attach the string to like a 5-pound weight. I've seen 10-pound weights. I've seen people pick up what are those, surfboards. So that's how they do it. But you know, there are some people who, even if they were to take a pen right now, or even like maybe one of your toys, one of your toys, kind of put just like a quarter of it inside of you and stand and sit down, you couldn't even have like the muscle strength down there to keep it inside of you. So, you know, this is obviously for those, I feel like this is like a parlor trick or some bar trick. Oh, look what I can do with mine. But yeah, it's gonna give you like an intense, super suctioning working muscle in there, Kegel muscle, and yeah, your partner will definitely be able to feel it. There are some people who literally, after, okay, let's say when their partner is basically still inside of them, they can actually clamp down on it and have it to where their partner cannot, exit. So it's like, it's a lot of force, okay? It takes less than, I think, 9 pounds of force to actually, okay, I looked this up, this is kind of gross, but to rip off someone's ear. Because like I was trying to like know like, okay, what to compare this to. It's like, okay, so basically my poom is strong enough to close something that takes 9 pounds of force to close. Like, and that's when you're at 4 springs. You don't start off with 4 springs. Trust me, it's gonna be very hard. Like, even try to close it with your fingers, with your hand's like gonna get tired and weak. So you start off with like 1 spring, and then you put in the 2nd spring, and then you're just building your way up to 4 springs. Sometimes you'll spend 2 to 3 weeks on, you know, a certain spring. It really depends on what your muscle tone was starting out. You could already have like a super toned Kegel or muscle floor down there, or pelvic floor, should I say? Not muscle floor, pelvic floor. People who are yogis, they tend to have a really, really tight pelvic floor from some of the, I guess, poses they do. And yeah, it's really interesting. Like, if you go down this rabbit hole, just finding out this stuff, like it's mind-blowing. It really is. So I've been doing it for quite routinely. Sometimes it could be every night, sometimes at least you want 3 times a week, just like you would if you're strength training your arms or your butt. You're gonna notice a difference. You're gonna notice that things are definitely tighter. For sure. For sure. I found this, let me see if I can find it. It was a post, because like I saved it, so let me see if I can get to my archives really quick. But it was a post about queefs, and I think I've brought up queefs before. Maybe she took it down because like people gave her a hard time, but this is from someone who obviously studies women's health, and she's actually a certified doula, and she does quite a bit. But it was around queefing and what it means when air is escaping and what it says about your muscles. Sometimes, obviously there's certain positions where people are just gonna queef more, and that's like not their fault, but because they're getting pounded and air is getting in. But I'm talking about for other activities during your day outside of doing something with your partner, where queefing happens, and it is related to having a weaker muscle floor. You know, just like not being able to hold in, maybe if you have gas, obviously this is a different hole, but not being able to hold in that, sometimes, you know, you have bad tone back there. I'm not saying that you should be able to hold in the queef, because like there are going to be times when people are going to, but if you notice that it's happening more than you're comfortable with, it could be a sign that you just need to do some more Kegels. And if you need something to make it fun, like, because the Kegelmaster was made for like, it's like a workout, but like a weighted workout. Yoni balls, like, they go from size, and obviously some are a little heavier than others, but I'm sorry, but none of the Yoni balls are like 5 pounds, 9 pounds. If you get like the Kegel Master Pro, which I didn't, because I think I paid about 110 just for mine. It is a, you know, it's made with medical grade plastic. I mean, it was kind of pricey, but I'm glad I did it. I'm really glad I did it. But if you get the Kegelmaster Pro, it goes up to like 13 to 14 pounds. It's insane. I'm telling you, the things you'd be able to do, the power you would have, the power. So yeah, I can't wait to like try out mine. But I'm not in a relationship. But I did test it out, and I tried to see if I could basically clench up, close it so much and so tight to where nothing could enter me. So obviously this is something you have, this is a game you have to play. If you have a toy, you'd use your toy, or I guess you could use like your fingers too, and try to see if you could get those through there. Or if you have the Kegel Master, try to see if you could insert it while clenching. And seriously, I could not get anything through. Like, basically the muscle is so toned, it just like made a wall. And so I was very impressed, and I was like, okay, $110 well spent. Like, I guess people don't understand just like the amount of force and just how strong you can be down there. And that's why people say start doing your Kegels for getting ready for like childbirth, to help push your baby out, because we already know like when we're trying to build up like our arms, we're not going to just like do unweighted like curls or something like that. Like you want to put a weight on the end of there, and then you want to, you know, slowly increase the weight, and that's what's going to make the muscle grow larger. And it's the same thing with that muscle down there. That's why I was like, yoni balls are only good for so long. Like if you want like extreme, to be doing extreme stuff, like I don't know, you would obviously like, you know, turn up the heat, which the Kegel Master, you know, 9 pounds, holy crap, that's a lot. But where was I going with this? I just got off on a tangent. Okay, yeah, anyways, basically what it does is that it builds up that muscle. Okay, so the muscle is going to swell, you're going to have better blood flow through there, which also is going to make the sensation of anything in there, it's going to make it feel better. And some people, like when they strengthen their pelvic floor, they notice that they start doing things that they never could before. It could be squirting, or just having more orgasms with their partner. And this is just off of doing regular Kegels. Like this is with nothing, or with doing Kegels like with your yoni ball or something like that. So you don't need to spend $110 to like better your sexual sensation or orgasms, or to learn how to do any of that other stuff. But obviously if you want to take it to the extreme, if you like to overdo things like I do, then obviously it just gets even better. The resting muscle, so when you're not engaged, when there's basically nothing in there, the resting muscle is still going to be tighter than what it would if you lost some of that muscle tone. So once you stop working it out, once you stop even doing regular Kegels, obviously you lose some of your strength. And not to say that you get looser, you're just not as strong. And so obviously when it's toned up, you're gonna have more muscle there, and so it's gonna be able to grip things really well. I think that's a good way to put it. But this is a really long video, and I would like to get it up today, which is Thursday. So I'm gonna get off, and yeah, I just wanted to have like a girl talk video. There's other stuff that we could girl talk about, but I try to keep the inappropriate videos down to a minimum on my channel. But they're so fun to talk about. Like, you just wait. I'm not gonna know how to act when I get a boyfriend. Like, shh. Y'all wait.